Now that we're only 3 days away from Avengers Endgame, it is time for my top 10 most anticipated movies for the summer of 2019. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Boring Reviews!
Alright, this is the Boring Reviews channel, and I am Nick Peterson, and I'm going to go over my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2019. And before we get into the top 10, I am going to start with a few of the movies coming out this year that I'm not anticipating too much. And if you're excited for these movies that I mentioned, then again, this is just all my opinion, but based on the trailers, based on maybe previous movies in the franchise that they're involved in, I'm just not too excited. One of these, in no particular order, is going to be Ugly Dolls. Now, I'm a father of 3, so I love going to the movies with my kids. And my kids, especially my daughter, she is so excited for Ugly Dolls. I am not. It looks very generic. It looks like there's not much to the plot besides pretty dolls bullying ugly dolls. And I don't know if I want to sit for 90 minutes to watch a movie like that. Dark Phoenix, X-Men movie, I did a reaction on. You can check out that video. I'm not anticipating this too highly. It is an X-Men movie. I have liked all of the Fox X-Men movies for the most part, besides The Last Stand. But I'm just not too excited for Dark Phoenix, especially because of all the negative reports that are out there. Hopefully, those negative reports are a little exaggerated, and hopefully Fox is fixing this movie. I don't see why they would, because they've already sold to Disney. They don't have much of a incentive to fix this movie. So, not too excited for that one. Men in Black International. Now, it does have Chris Hemsworth. It does have Tessa Thompson. 2 actors who are phenomenal. They were both in Thor Ragnarok and had great chemistry. But this trailer did nothing for me. Men in Black was really cool when Will Smith was bringing it out to us in the late 90s. The second one was okay. The third one was less than that. Not too excited for this one. Hopefully, it's going to be one of those big surprises of the summer. And my last not so anticipated movie, real quick, is Secret Life of Pets 2. Illumination Studios, besides the Despicable Me movies, I liked them all. The other movies have been somewhat of a disappointment. Entertaining enough, but not enough for me to ever want to watch them a second time. And the first Secret Life of Pets was really a bore for me. Again, took my kids to it. I wanted to just enjoy it somewhat, and I had a hard time just enjoying it a little bit. All right, enough with the negativity. Let's get into my most anticipated list. And I have 3 honorable mentions for you. The first of the honorable mentions is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's right. A lot of you are probably excited for this movie. Quentin Tarantino, he can do no wrong, right? And I'm sure he's going to do a great movie. It's just not in my top 10, but I cannot wait to see this movie. Another honorable mention will be Godzilla, King of Monsters. I think that tagline's a little ridiculous, but if you really think about it, Godzilla is the King of Monsters. That tagline is just, or that subtitle, is just a little too on the nose. Now, the reason why this is not my top 10 is because the first one, for me, was a bore. I literally fell asleep in it. It was a red box movie that I got, obviously, after the theatrical release, and I literally fell asleep in it. I know it's got a huge following. I know I'm in the minority here, but the trailers have what got me really excited for this movie, and hoping when I watch Godzilla, the first one, a second time, I'll like it more. It'll make me even more excited for Godzilla 2. And the last of my honorable mention list is the movie Yesterday. I am super excited for this movie. My wife's super excited for it. It's going to be a great date night movie. Why am I excited for this movie mostly? It's got the Beatles music in it. What movie with Beatles music could go wrong? And I like the little twist of the story where he wakes up in a alternative reality, so to speak, and he can write all these songs, and people are just going crazy because he has these amazing writing abilities with these amazing songs. I think the movie looks like a lot of fun. I love musicals. Very excited for that one. Almost made my top 10. All right, so let's get right into my list. 10. Child's Play is my number 10. I love the Chucky movies, especially the first 3. When we start getting to Bride of Chucky and those kind of movies, that was just a bunch of nonsense. I had a really hard time with the one after Bride of Chucky. I can't remember the title because it wasn't really that important to me. But this one, I'm really excited. Reboots are always a lot of fun, especially these horror films where we have all these super fans involved in the creation of the movie, in the production process. And why am I mostly excited for this movie? Each of these top 10s are going to have at least one reason why. I'm super excited for this movie because of Mark Hamill. He's going to do the voice of the Chucky doll. He is an excellent voice actor, in addition to being an awesome actor as well in the Star Wars movies and such. But I really think his voice acting is where his true talent is. He's going to be excellent in this movie. 9. That's right. Number 9 is Detective Pikachu. I can't wait to go to this movie because I can't wait to see it with my kids. I feel like they're going to love it. They love Pikachu. They haven't really got too much into Pokemon, but they absolutely love Pikachu. And I'm also excited because of Ryan Reynolds. I think he has slayed it so far in the trailers, and I'm really excited to check this movie and eat a whole bunch of popcorn. 8. Fast and Furious Hobbs Shaw. This movie looks like a whole lot of fun. We have The Rock and we have Jason Statham together. It seems like a ridiculous premise that these two are going to be forced together in this movie as like a buddy cop type of situation. But so far the trailers are really selling me on it. And Idris Elba looks super fantastic as a super villain who seems to have superpowers. I kind of really like having superheroes in the Fast and Furious franchise. Why not bring that ridiculous meter up to a whole new notch? This is going to be a whole lot of fun. 7. Rocket Man. Now, this looks like a fantastic movie. We just had Bohemian Rhapsody last year, which was great. It's these kind of movies, these biopics about musicians are really good when the music is amazing. Elton John's music is amazing. You also have Taron Egerton in this film. He was in the Kingsman movies and in a few other movies. He has a fantastic singing voice in the movie Sing, another Illumination movie. And I'm really excited for his rendition of Elton John. The trailers have really sold me on this one. I'm hoping that the director, Dexter Fletcher, brings it home. I looked at his IMDb on his directing credits, and he doesn't have too many movies that he's directed so far, but he has been in over 100 movies or TV shows ever since he was 10 years old. So that got me really excited that he's had a vast experience in films. Most of his acting credits have been as minor characters, so you know he's kind of sat around, looked at the set, looked at what the director and the producers are doing behind the scenes, and is really getting his opportunity now to direct somewhat of a blockbuster, I would say. So Rocket Man looks incredible to me. 6. Aladdin. I know a lot of you are saying, Aladdin number 6. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the CGI genie? Don't worry. Aladdin is a fantastic story. It is one of those Disney animated classics that doesn't get a lot of attention, especially nowadays with the generation. They don't even know what Aladdin is. The original Aladdin with Robin Williams and with the guy from Full House, that's a fantastic film. And they're going to do a new spin on it. They're going to have Will Smith. He's going to be fantastic. The CGI may not be that great, but they're going to fix it. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for this movie. And my number one reason why, Guy Ritchie. He has really impressed me as of late. I personally love King Arthur. If you didn't get a chance to see it because of all the negativity when it came out, ignore that and watch it. It's a really good time. I love the dialogue that he wrote for that movie, and I'm really excited to see what he does in Aladdin. 5. Brightburn is my number 5 most anticipated movie. This movie looks a little insane. It is a horror / take on Superman. I know DC's not doing it, but it looks absolutely insane. It looks like I've got to see it. I love Superman. He's my favorite superhero. So this movie is going to be bonkers. What if Superman was not a good guy, but he was a bad guy, and he had to deal with all these powers and these abilities? How are you going to stop Superman? Can't wait for that movie. 4. No pun intended, at number 4 is Toy Story 4. So far, with the first 3 Toy Story movies, I have rewatched every single one of those over and over and over. They have such rewatchability. This franchise is amazing. The trailers haven't really sold me, or else it would be higher on my list, but I have full confidence in Pixar and the men and women behind the Toy Story franchise. I already know it's going to be a fantastic movie. I can't wait. 3. Once again, no pun intended, but we got John Wick 3. John Wick 1 and 2 are 2 fantastic modern action movies. And when I went to see John Wick 2, and I was really late to that party, when I went and saw John Wick 2, I was blown away at how awesome that movie is. That is not just a great action movie, but it is a great film. I was truly impressed with that movie. And now they have my money. They have my attention. I cannot wait for John Wick 3. I cannot wait for John Wick 3. It is going to be amazing. Of course, Keanu Reeves is in it. Halle Berry is in it. I can't wait to see their kind of chemistry. It's going to be phenomenal, hopefully. 2. The Lion King. This one was almost at number 1. The Lion King is my favorite animated movie. Number 1 reason why I can't wait to watch this movie, well, there's actually 3 of them. First of all, it's a great story, and it's going to be even better with the new VFX we have, with the live action feel, even though it's all going to be CGI, let's be honest. But so far in the trailers, it looks like they've completely recreated the animated classic, which normally might be a lazy move, but in this case, it's so iconic. I feel like that's the only way you can go, and it looks animal for animal. Even the amount of birds flying, it looks phenomenal. The second reason why I can't wait for it, James Earl Jones. He, in my opinion, is Hollywood royalty. He should have some fancy name or some fancy word in front of his name because he is just that special to me. How are you the voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa, 2 iconic characters that everyone loves? He's coming back for this film, and you can tell his voice has aged a little bit. I mean, he is getting up there, but I'm so glad that he's going to be in this movie. And also Jon Favreau. Directors make a huge difference in a film, making it between an okay film and a fantastic film. He's a fantastic director. He's done the Iron Man movies. He did the Jungle Book remake. He has produced and written earlier films like Swingers, and they're all different movies, and he's done a fantastic job with each one. And I can't wait to see what he does with The Lion King. Not to mention he's working on The Mandalorian, and so far those early pictures and that early teaser looks really great as well. 1. Spiderman Far From Home. That's right, an MCU movie is my number 1 anticipated film. Now, before you start freaking out, of course Endgame is my highly most anticipated movie. That's an obvious one. Okay, so that is 1A, 100%. Can't wait for Endgame in a few days. But typically, the summer movies always start in May. Now, Endgame, like I said at the beginning of this video, is going to kick off the summer movie slate. So that, of course, is my most anticipated movie. But 1B is Spider-Man Far From Home. I love what the MCU is doing, and my biggest reason for why that's at number 1, above of The Lion King and other movies that are up there, John Wick 3, is because it's going to be the beginning of Phase 4. Okay? Phase 4, we don't really know too much about it. We don't even know a lot of the movies that are coming out besides Spider-Man Far From Home. And so this is going to kick things off. We're going to see if it's a time jump. We're going to see if it takes place after Endgame. There's a lot of anticipation with Spider-Man Far From Home. Tom Holland does a great job. We have Jake Gyllenhaal in it. We have a whole lot of reasons to be excited for this film. And I really believe that the MCU is definitely going to up their game from Homecoming. It's going to be fantastic. Those are my top 10 movies. Comment below and let me know what are some of the movies that I chose that you're most anticipated for. What is maybe your top 10 or your top 5? If you want to put those in the comments, that'd be great. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. And until next time, adios.